On social media, there are two types of people that confuse the hell out of the algorithm. The first type, they post every few days. The trips, the coffee aesthetic, the highlight reels, the big smiles. The crowd looks at them and whispers, "Why do they need so much validation?" The second type, they are completely invisible. No profile picture, no posts, zero updates. And the crowd makes another assumption. They must be lonely, antisocial, or leading a boring life. But modern psychology and 2,000-year-old Stoic philosophy reveal a radical truth. Both groups possess an intense inner strength that the average scroller completely lacks. The invisible ones aren't shy, and the oversharers aren't necessarily narcissists. There is no right or wrong here. Today, we are putting both lifestyles under a psychological microscope to decode exactly how your brain is wired and to find out who actually owns true peace of mind. The power of being invisible, why the happiest people stay low-key. Let's look at the paradox of the digital age. Right now, in a world where attention is currency, some people are choosing to go ghost. No selfies, no status updates, no geotagging luxury spots. To the casual observer, they seem out of touch. But this silence isn't social anxiety. It's a sign of a bulletproof nervous system and high emotional intelligence. It boils down to 4 core traits. First, they've beaten the validation trap. While most people treat social media like a slot machine for dopamine, chasing likes and comments, low-key people possess what psychologists call secure self-esteem. They have a rock-solid internal validation system. They don't need to announce a trip, a meal, or a promotion to the world to make it feel real. Their happiness is experienced fully in the present moment, rather than being filtered through the approval of strangers. Epictetus famously said, "Some things are in our control and others are not." A like or a comment is completely outside your control. The invisible ones refuse to hand the steering wheel of their emotional state to an algorithm. They validate themselves before the world gets a say. Second, they practice self-awareness and stop arguing with reality. Social media is a breeding ground for social comparison theory, where we constantly measure our worst days against everyone else's highlight reels. Invisible people choose to opt out of the comparison cycle to protect their mental space. Instead of spending 40 minutes editing a perfect photo, they spend those 40 minutes actually living. More importantly, when life hits them with a setback, like a flight cancellation or a bad day, they don't run to Instagram to complain or seek pity. They use the Stoic question, "What now?" They accept reality as it is, refuse to bleed energy over what can't be changed, and pivot straight to a solution. Given that this happened, what's the most useful thing I can do right now? Third, they embrace voluntary discomfort in a world addicted to convenience. Algorithms have trained us to crave instant gratification. Choosing to put down the phone or protecting the first 10 minutes of your morning from notifications is a modern form of voluntary discomfort. It builds an emotional callus. When you train your brain to sit with silence and tolerate being unnoticed, you build mental armor. When real-world crises hit, like a job loss or a breakup, your nervous system doesn't collapse because it already knows how to find steady ground without a digital oxygen tank. Fourth, they live by the ultimate filter, memento mori. When you genuinely internalize the fact that your time is finite, your priorities reorganize themselves instantly. You start asking, if my days are numbered, do I really want to spend my limited hours arguing in a comment section or trying to prove to acquaintances that I'm happy? The answer is always no. Staying low-key is how they protect their energy to invest in deep, real-world relationships that actually matter. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the world, sat down every morning to write to himself just to stay grounded and resist the illusion of fame. The invisible ones don't stay quiet because they have nothing to show. They stay quiet because they have too much to enjoy in the real world. They choose peace over performance. The art of sharing the hidden depth of people who post. But now let's flip the script. Is it fair to assume that people who like to post are just shallow and attention-seeking? Absolutely not. Through the lens of positive psychology, chronicling and sharing your life is a powerful practice called savoring. Human beings naturally adapt to good things quickly and forget them, but those who post are actively curating a visual diary of their existence. Finding the perfect lighting, capturing a smile, or documenting a milestone is a way of freezing time. Years down the line, that digital archive acts as a psychological anchor, proof that they lived a rich, vibrant, and intentional life. Furthermore, as Dr. Brené Brown's research shows, the ultimate form of courage is vulnerability, the willingness to show up and be seen. Putting yourself out there on the internet, where anyone can judge or criticize you, requires a unique kind of existential confidence. It is a declaration. This is me, flaws and all, and I own my story. They risk being misunderstood in exchange for being authentic. They also possess a healthy pro-social drive to connect. They use images as a universal language. A photo of a quiet book nook, a raw caption about burnout, or a celebratory milestone can be a literal lifeline for a stranger on the other side of the screen, subtly saying, "I am here, I feel this too, and you are not alone." In a world that can feel deeply isolating, a like or a comment isn't always about ego, it's a digital nod, a microdose of human connection and community. They choose to live like a flower, blooming out in the open and sharing their color with the world. Conclusion: the Stoic balance. So, who is actually happier? The one who draws their energy inward, or the one who projects it outward? Stoicism tells us that happiness has nothing to do with whether your camera is on or off. It has everything to do with your internal motive. If you go ghost because you are terrified of judgment or hiding from the world, that's not Stoicism, that's avoidance. On the flip side, if you post pictures solely to feed your ego, mask your insecurities, or chase vanity metrics, you have made yourself a slave to external circumstances. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "We are made for cooperation, like feet, like hands, like the rows of the upper and lower teeth." The world needs both lifestyles. It needs the roots that tunnel deep into the earth to provide stability, and it needs the flowers that bloom under the sun to make the world worth living in. One prevents collapse, the other cures cynicism. The ultimate Stoic metric is this: are you acting with intention, freedom, and kindness? Sharing a beautiful moment out of generosity is a virtue. Putting your phone face down to live that moment in absolute silence is also a virtue. Stop judging how other people navigate the digital landscape. Respect the path they choose, because at the end of the day, we are all just trying to find our way back to peace of mind. Which side of the spectrum do you fall on? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts.